get it right. Let's 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 get it right.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat.
Get fast, powerful.
Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do.
This Friday.
It is time go.
It can be in go time.
Let's get into this here.
Thank you. Developing this morning, fed up residents in Cuba taking to the streets in a rare show of public protest against the country's communist government. Over the weekend, video went viral showing protesters setting a Communist Party headquarters building on fire. Those protests driven by a deepening economic crisis with Cuba on the verge of collapse after being cut off from Venezuelan oil. There have been widespread fuel shortages with massive power outages. In some areas, the government has ordered mandatory blackouts that have lasted an entire day, leaving residents without electricity, food storage, or basic services. This also comes as the Trump administration has called on Cuba's president to make a deal before it's too late.
You know, people have been waiting 50 years to hear this story with Cuba. When I left Palm Beach today, there were thousands of people on the road. I'm sure you saw them. And they were from Cuba and from Venezuela, all friendly, waving the flag and waving the American flag. They've been waiting 50 years for what's happening with Cuba. So I think something will happen with Cuba pretty quickly.
Over the weekend, Cuba's government confirmed for the first time that talks with the U.S. were underway as the crisis deepens. There are also reports a potential deal could include easing some sanctions as well as new U.S. investments and business opportunities there on the island.
Good evening. I'm Kristen Welker in for Tom tonight. We begin with the growing fallout from the war with Iran. A top U.S. counterterrorism official announces he's quitting in protest. Joe Kent writing in his resignation letter he cannot in good conscience back the president's war with Iran, saying there was never an imminent threat from the country. That bombshell setting off an internal White House battle with the president and his allies attacking Kent. President Trump today also lashing out at NATO allies for so far refusing to help open up the Strait of Hormuz. He now says the U.S. can do it alone. And there are other major developments in the war tonight. Israel killing Iran's security chief in a new strike. And we're tracking major attempts to attack the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. This video showing the moment air defenses took out a suspected Iranian drone. We are covering it all tonight, beginning with senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez.
Tonight, President Trump is slamming his former director of the National Counterterrorism Center after Joe Kent resigned in protest over the war with Iran.
I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security.
Kent posting Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Kent is a retired Green Beret, a former CIA officer, and a longtime Trump supporter.
When I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was.
Kent's statement also drawing rebukes for alleged anti-Semitic overtones. Republican Congressman Don Bacon blasting Kent, posting "Good riddance. Anti-Semitism is an evil I detest, and we surely don't want it in our government." But former GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene calling Kent a great American hero. Today, the president also lashing out at European allies.
We helped with Ukraine.
Yes.
And they don't help with Iran.
Who are declining to help defend the crucial Strait of Hormuz from Iranian attacks on oil tankers.
We don't need too much help, and we don't need any help, actually. You would have thought they would have said, we'd love to send a couple of minesweepers. It's not a big deal. It doesn't cost very much money. But they didn't do that.
President Trump also confirming his meeting with China's President Xi Jinping will be delayed.
Is Iran now a bigger foreign policy priority for you than China?
Iran is just a military operation to me. Iran is something that was essentially largely over in 2 or 3 days. There's nothing they can do right now because Everything is knocked out.
And Gabe joins us from the White House now. Gabe, there are new signs of the impact of all of this on travelers and people's bottom line?
Yes, Kristen, the Delta Airlines CEO said today airfares have already gone up over the last 2 weeks because of the rising cost of jet fuel. Kristen.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you, Gabe. We appreciate it. Now to those strikes killing top Iranian regime officials responsible for recent brutal crackdowns on Iranian protesters. All as Iran is launching new attacks on its neighbors. Here's Richard Engel.
Ali Larijani was last seen in public on Friday during a government rally in Tehran. Proof to Iranians that their government was still functioning and unafraid. Today, Israel killed him. Prime Minister Netanyahu announcing it, saying, "We are undermining the regime with the hope of giving the Iranian people a chance to remove it." Larijani was a hardliner with a $10 million U.S. bounty on his head. He was close to Iran's supreme leader, and he oversaw much of January's crackdown, when state enforcers known as the Basij killed thousands of Iranian protesters. The top Basij commander was also assassinated.
It's an evil group. I mean, they've killed much more than 32,000 people. And the man who was responsible for that was also killed yesterday.
But Iran is still fighting back, including firing cluster bombs at Israel. This train station was hit by a cluster bomb. You can see where the little bomblet penetrated the roof right there and caused a lot of damage down onto the staircase. These cluster bombs are not very large. It didn't destroy the station. It didn't even cause any casualties. But it has a psychological effect because they're very hard to stop. So for a moment, as the weapons are dropping, it feels like the sky is raining hand grenades. More Iranian bombs rained down on Baghdad. The U.S. Embassy compound took a hit. There were no serious injuries or damage.
And Richard joins us now live in Tel Aviv. So, Richard, Iran's attacks are now sparking a new alert from the State Department. What can you tell us?
They are, according to a cable reviewed by NBC News, the State Department has ordered all embassies and consular facilities around the world to immediately review their security because of possible spillover effect from this war. And Kristen, let me just share with you some video we captured just moments ago. It shows a cluster bomb exploding over Tel Aviv, and those tiny little dots, dozens of them that you see in the sky, each one of those is one of those small bomblets that I was talking about that hit the station earlier today.
Well, it underscores the enormity of the attacks. Richard Engel, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, for tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's seen the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I can do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, man. Y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comments. Got a mic check. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Love, honor, and respect. We're going to talk about this right now. Hold on, y'all. Press 1. Mic check real quick. We'll get right to the video, man. So, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, is now coming out and stating that it is going to be his pleasure to take, right, the country of Cuba. This man is speaking about invading yet another country, and now it is plain and simple to why the United States of America was messing around in Venezuela. Because by doing what they did with Venezuela, it cut off a lot of, damn near all of the oil supply to Cuba. And now Cuba is basically in a chokehold to where Cuba they don't even have power in the country. The entire country is blacked out in Cuba. There's no power in the entire country of Cuba. The grid is blacked out. They're not getting any more oil or resources from Venezuela like they were getting. And so now all those people who need medical help, all those people who are in hospitals, all those citizens, I don't care what you think, just common human decency and humanity is what we're talking about here, right? Just human decency. And we're not talking about politics, none of that shit. We're talking about leaving people alone, not bothering people, worrying about your own business. The United States got so much stuff that, we got to worry about. Why is you continuously worrying about other countries and what they got going on that they're not bothering you, right? But Donald J. Trump has now come out and he's saying he's going to take Cuba. And the goddamn reporter asked him, take. And Donald Trump saying it's going to be a pleasure for him to do. So the United States of America, while currently in a war with Iran, this is why people don't respect the United States, don't like the United States. They think they are the bullies of the world. They think they're the police of the world. And this is a problem. It seems like Donald J. Trump is trying to have a world takeover is what it seems like. But let's get to it.
I think Cuba, in its own way, it's tourism and everything else. It's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. And when will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That's a big honor. Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I can do anything I want with it. You want?
Bro, this dude's a disgusting dude, man. And all y'all that support this dude, and anybody that's like him, man, something's wrong with y'all, man. This man is literally playing with people's lives in his hands like that. So what are you going to do? Go invade another country, take out their leader, and put whoever the hell you want to put over there, bro? This dude right here is insane. He should be immediately impeached, in my opinion. Donald Trump should immediately be impeached. This is absolutely war crimes. If you were to go invade this country that have not provoked you, y'all have already cut them off by cutting off Venezuela. He knew exactly what he was doing when he cut off Venezuela. That's why he came out and said that Cuba's going to collapse. This is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable, bro. This guy disrespects everybody else that ain't him. Look at all the people that pledge allegiance to Donald Trump. If they disagree with him on one thing, he kicks you out of MAGA and gets you the hell up out of there. None of his delusional followers are going to talk about this. None of these guys who put Donald Trump up and propped him up on a stool, they're not going to call this out because they're puppets just like him. It's sad, bro. This man openly just said on the national news that he is going to take another country right now. That ain't even bothering him. I want you to really think about that. Y'all wonder why people have a disdain for the United States of America. This is why. And y'all sit by and don't say nothing and condone this foolishness because you guys are weak. A lot of y'all are weak. You act like you're strong, but you're weak. Let you hear it again. Disgusting work.
I think Cuba, in its own way, it's tourism and everything else. It's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's
You got money for wars, but you talking about, they won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. Bro, this dude is a sick individual, man. How do anybody respect this guy? Just come on YouTube and explain it.
And, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. And when will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That's a big honor. Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I can do anything I want with it. You want?
I can do anything I want with it. Are you serious? You got 11 million people that's in Cuba. You can do whatever you want with those people. This dude is a madman. He said the same shit about trying to invade Greenland. This dude is a disgrace. So, for you guys who don't know what happened, we all remember when the United States went and invaded Venezuela and took their president, right? Right? We got their president on trial. We can put their president on trial, but we can't put people in the Epstein files on trial in the United States of America. The only country in the world that isn't out here prosecuting people that's in them Epstein files. Think about what I'm saying to y'all now. This man is going to mess with a whole nother. So when we went to Venezuela and he took out the president of Venezuela, they cut off all the oil supply to Cuba. Now Cuba has no power. All their grids are blacked out. The entire country of Cuba, as of today, has no power. So all those people that are in hospitals, elderly people that have machines, no power whatsoever. And Donald Trump is on the internet playing games. And y'all sit over here and praise this stuff. You guys got buffoons like Futon, Tampon, whatever his name is. All these people, jackstrap sniffing, Melanie King, you ought to be a disgrace. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. And everybody else. This is absolutely, this man is talking about invading another country, and he said I can do whatever I want to do with another. Are you crazy? There ain't no more bro. There ain't no more respect for nobody. And people come on YouTube and say, "Oh, they were saying that they don't like America." Of course, because you keep messing with these other people. That's not bothering you. Would you dislike somebody that continuously bothered you and came over doing bad things to you when you didn't bother them?
Hurricanes every week, but I think Cuba's the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. You know, when will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba.
Taking it. But all these buck dancers on YouTube, they all buck dancers. I have no respect for them. None. I drop my respect for all these clowns because they don't have no heart. They don't have no soul, dignity, human common decency. Forget what you think about somebody as their human being. This man don't have no human decency. Not one bone in his body. I don't have zero respect for him. None. Never. None. This man, you have 11 million people in Cuba who are struggling. No power whatsoever. Imagine the United States had no power nowhere. People be going crazy, and then you had another leader in another country playing around talking about, I just do whatever I want to do with it. All the United States of America citizens would be going crazy, calling this an injustice. But it's only an injustice when it happens to you, right? You don't care when it happens to somebody else. That's not bothering you. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, man. We can go find where Saddam Hussein is and prosecute him, but we can't find Jeffrey Epstein's collaborator, the people who helped Jeffrey Epstein. We can't find them people outside of Ghislaine Maxwell. We can't find them.
Real quick, double tap that screen, hit that like button real quick right now.
Thank you. Developing the...
For those that didn't even start this off, real quick, you about to see what's going on. We finna cook this man, because he talking about taking a country. You know, his kids over there, people living over there, and they just over there just deserted. And this man, like, you know, we just gonna wash him away like water down a drain. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You're finna learn something about the Netherlands today. Something that you probably didn't know, that if they take Cuba and then the energy that come from the Netherlands, what they got to do with us and the Soviet Union. You probably didn't know that either. That's the point of other people getting involved. But again,
I think Cuba,
hit that like button. That's why you heard, because you're gonna learn something when you pull up, whether you want to or not. Don't forget, fam. You can join and become a sponsor, or you can become a member. Make a decision. But regardless, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and share this with the world. Ha! Great.
Q developing this morning. Fed up residents in Cuba taking to the streets in a rare show of public protest against the country's communist government. Over the weekend, video went viral showing protesters setting a Communist Party headquarters building on fire. Those protests driven by a deepening economic crisis, with Cuba on the verge of collapse after being cut off from Venezuelan oil. There have been widespread fuel shortages with massive power outages. In some areas, the government has ordered mandatory blackouts that have lasted an entire entire day, leaving residents without electricity, food storage, or basic services. This also comes as the Trump administration has called on Cuba's president to make a deal before it's too late.
You know, people have been waiting 50 years to hear this story with Cuba. When I left Palm Beach today, there were thousands of people on the road. I'm sure you saw them. And they were from Cuba and from Venezuela, all friendly, waving the flag and waving the American flag. They've been waiting 50 years for what's happening with Cuba. So I think something will happen with Cuba pretty quickly.
Over the weekend, Cuba's government confirmed for the first time that talks with the U.S. were underway as the crisis deepens. There are also reports a potential deal could include easing some sanctions as well as new U.S. investments and business opportunities there on the island.
Good evening. I'm Kristen Welker in for Tom tonight. We begin with the growing fallout from the war with Iran. A top U.S. counterterrorism official announces he's quitting in protest. Joe Kent writing in his resignation letter he cannot in good conscience back the president's war with Iran, saying there was never an imminent threat from the country. That bombshell setting off.
See, this be the part where you gotta not let that go past your face. Like, you gotta hear that and you gotta stop people and you gotta be like, hold up. Don't come in here with that articulate talk. You just came in here and said something that was so important. What was just said? This man just resigned. Now, if you don't know who he is, listen. Because the man resigned for a reason.
For Tom tonight, we begin with the growing fallout from the war with Iran. A top U.S. counterterrorism official announces he's quitting in protest. Joe Kent writing in his resignation letter he cannot in good conscience back the president's war with Iran, saying there was never an imminent threat from the country. That bombshell setting off an internal White House battle with the president and his allies attacking Kent. President Trump today also lashing out at NATO allies for so far refusing to help open up the Strait of Hormuz. He now says the U.S. can do it alone. And there are other major developments in the war tonight. Israel killing Iran's security chief in a new strike. And we're tracking major attempts to attack the U.S. embassy in Baghdad. This video showing the moment air defenses took out a suspected Iranian drone. We are covering it all tonight, beginning with senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez.
Tonight, President Trump.
Cuba is next.
Cuba.
Is Cuba, whatever you do with the military there, it seems like something. Will that look more like Iran or Venezuela?
Can't tell you that. I can tell you that they're talking to us. It's a failed nation. They have no money, they have no oil, they have no nothing. They have nice land. They have nice landscape, you know. It's a beautiful island. I think they have great people. You know, I know so many people from Cuba that were treated terribly and they're over here and they became rich. They're very entrepreneurial people, very smart. I know a lot from Florida especially. There's so many people. A friend of mine started over with nothing. He's now the largest owner of gas stations in the country and stuff. I mean, Cuban. I also know, I was just with a fantastic person who's Cuban and made a fortune in sugar, you know, Fanjul family, right? And this family wants to go back to Cuba to visit it. They haven't been back.
See, this is the ignorance that you listen to, because as he's destroying them, he's actually trying to big up the Cuban people as if he's not going to come through there and tear it down like you do in Iran. So you gotta listen, fam, because in the same sense, that's like a hater, but a congratulator, like an undercover hater, basically. Because right now he's talking to the news, telling them what they about to do. But at the same time, he's trying to say Cuban people are so good and so well, and they came over here to get money, but we about to tear that land apart. See, that's different. Learn something real quick. Because this ain't, I just wanted you to see him. Go ahead.
Cuba is.
Huh? Right. Because what's over there?
Nothing.
Thank you.
So
And
he's lying.
That's like ground zero over here in St. Louis when the thing came through and just took the whole city. It just took our whole city, not the county. It took the whole city. You understand? I'm talking about people, buildings, niggas, hoods, schools, everybody that we knew wiped away. You feel what I'm saying? That's all you see now. This is exactly what's going on over there. Now, as we look at this, fam, this is what we about to realize and figure out why Cuba and the Netherlands play a role together.
Hey, Maxwell, we can't find nobody.
This is where you find out about the Netherlands and Cuba playing a role together and why the energy and why they really, this is the reason why they really taken Cuba. Okay? That's why I'm going to show y'all this. This is the true reason why Cuba plays a big role in everything that's going on right now. And if they do what they say and they doing, you're going to find out what's going to come of it and what we're going to have to do for real. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Listen to me. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Boy, I can't even reach out and touch you right now. Just hit the like button and double tap the screen. Just do it. Take your finger. It's easy work. Drink your water, drink your juice, get your food. But take your finger, take your thumb. Easy. Double tap the screen. This helps somebody that don't know what's going on, fam. Find out what's happening. Let's go.
What you? If he do this, if he say we taking Greenland,
I'm just trying to figure out what the other presidents was doing in the office, bro. This boy is.
Well, here's what happens. You get certain presidents that's political, and you got somebody that just got their own mission. And here's what I keep telling people. Stop saying what he ain't gonna do. He is a act first, worry about the consequences later kind of person, bro. He's 70-something years old, almost 80. He ain't got that much life left anyway. He going out with a bang.
A word? Hold my beer.
Oh, y'all think let me show y'all right quick. I can't what? So he is a act first, worry about the consequences later type of person. So let's read this. The White House says that President Trump is weighing using the U.S. military to acquire Greenland. President Trump has made it well known that acquiring Greenland is a national security priority. Let's go a little further with that. Not only has he said that, but he said it's vital to deter our adversaries in the Arctic region. Now we need to look at the key word he used here, deter our adversaries. That's going to be essential. The president and his team are discussing a range of options to pursue this important foreign policy. And of course, utilizing U.S. military is always an option at the commander-in-chief's disposal. The White House said in a statement in its response to queries from Reuters. All right, let's go a little further, because we got to walk through this.
I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you.
I think it's a big communication.
You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? They added one more dog sled. It's true. They thought that was a great move.
Und da Dänemark der NATO angehört, wird auch Grönland prinzipiell von der NATO zu verteidigen sein.
Let's talk about the strategic importance of Greenland in case you don't know. All right. So Greenland, so I want to make sure I put my data down, because I wrote my data down, because I like to come to y'all with data so we can understand what it is that we have. So first of all, Greenland is 66% of the Arctic Circle. So you like to trap, what the hell does that mean? Okay, well, It's the largest Arctic landmass in the world. All right, let's talk about what that is. So, right now, Greenland now, it's a shortcut to get things the way it need to go at. It's the shortest distance to America, Europe. It's the shortest distance to travel. Also, there are unanimous untapped resources there. Rare earth minerals, oil, all the things that we need. All right, let's go a little further with this. I wrote this down. Russia has been positioned in over there for years, all around there, just positioning themselves. So think about it like this. You know they got something real gangster over there that if the ice melts the way it's supposed to, and if things ever get serious, I'm positioning myself to be the first taker of it. All right? Now, of course, they're in NATO, and I'm going to break what that is. Break that down. But then China, watch this. China has referenced itself as, I wrote this down, China has been referencing itself as a near Arctic power. Rare earth minerals, uranium, oil, and that. So watch this. So now Denmark has been a protector of Greenland. Right? But we all know ain't nobody scared of Denmark.
Just like nobody's scared of Denmark.
I mean, when the last time you heard somebody say, you don't really want Denmark to get involved?
Don't make me get my cousin Denmark.
Don't make me call Denmark. Right? When the last time we heard that? We ain't never heard, right, you don't want Denmark. You don't really want Denmark in it. All right, so watch this. The U.S. already has a military base over there. Now, this is early missile system. They have a space and satellite tracking. They have Arctic defense over there. But
real quick, double tap that screen. You finna learn something because a lot of y'all probably don't give up about none of this. But we really doing you a favor, fam. Because you at an age where you need to know this. I'm sorry. You probably don't care. You probably never knew this. But this has existed for the longest of time, before you and before me. Ain't gonna exist after. But I just felt like I needed to say that because somebody could be drifting off doing some other shit because this man really giving you something you could be learning in school, but you never really paid attention. Hit the like button, double tap that screen. We cooking.
Russia has been militarizing over there. So watch this. Here's what I wrote down. I wrote this down. This is essential. If Trump takes Greenland, it then triggers NATO, because NATO has something what's called Article 5. And Article 5 is if you attack one NATO country, you attack all of NATO. Now, here's what's something that Trump has been saying for years. NATO is worthless. He said that for years. Now, NATO came about with Article 5 after 9/11. What happens now is it says that everybody in NATO has to give resources, guns, logistics, intelligence if one of them gets attacked. The problem with that is if we go take Greenland, essentially Greenland is not a part of NATO, but Denmark is. So if we take Greenland, then what happens is now, hear me here, it upsets NATO immediately. Because now everybody got to pick a side there. If you look at this map we got on the screen, look at where Canada is, look where U.S. is. Now I want you to see something here. You see that body of water right there? That is an essential pathway to transportation. But because there's so much ice there, it's hard to maneuver through that. But as the ice melts, somebody wants to have control of that leeway. All right, so watch this. If you don't know what NATO is, it is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Come on, man. We teaching right here, cuz. We teaching here, cuz. All right, so watch this. If Trump expands U.S. basing, we get Arctic control, but then we get to block China and Russia. This is the key right here. Now, look where Russia is. They closer than anybody. Except for Canada. But you got to remember something about Canada. 80% of Canadians live in the southern part of Canada, not the upper part of Canada. And if actually you look at Canada, there's parts of Canada that's actually inside the U.S. almost. Like there's parts of Michigan, I think, where you can see Canada. You feel what I'm saying? So think about this. But what this actually does is now look what Denmark is, look what Greenland is, and Denmark is the protector of Greenland because Denmark is the stakeholder of Greenland. They are the ones that say, hey, yo, we gonna protect them. We got this. We gonna put them under our regime. But the United States is saying, well, let me say it. Trump is saying, we gotta take this country because we don't want China to have it and we don't want Russia to have it. Now, that's the power game. The power game says, if my adversaries get it, what does it do to us? Now, let me let you know the American side of this. We rely heavy on China for what? The rare earth minerals, because China represents what? 90% of that processing of that half. So if America could take Greenland, they can say, yo, this becomes, watch this, an involuntary 52nd state. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Right? So now you got to ask yourself. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you why this is more pressure. If I'm missing something, cuz, let me know. This is why it's more pressure. As we understand, the AI game is going to demand what? Energy. So if you notice right now, everything in the world that's going on is about what? Energy, precious metals, rare earths. Why? Because that's the components that AI need. So when you go take Venezuela, what you using over there? I need that oil. I need that crude oil. Yes, it's going to take 5 years to do all this, but guess what? You got Chevron has already been over there. We're going to bring Valero over there. We're going to bring SLB over there. We got to get this going because this AI revolution, the energy is going to consistently be needed, and we don't want to be dependent on nobody. And you got 300 billion barrels of oil. Get out of there. You got gold. Get out of there. You got Bitcoin. Give me that. Because we got a $38 trillion deficit that we got to pay off. And the only way to pay it off is to go jack somebody. Who got it? Who got it? As a matter of fact, watch this, who can we jack that majority of the people actually gonna feel like we did a good thing? He's been running the economy to the ground for years. I'm not saying this. I'm saying just based on the reports and based on the economic data. Look at the market. That ain't us. That's the Venezuelans. That ain't us. That ain't me investing in. That ain't me saying, hey, this Venezuelan stock. Are we going to trade the Venezuelan market? That ain't me. That's Venezuelans. So you say, okay, we got this. So everything now watch this. Who was doing business with Venezuela? China and Russia. So everything that's going on right now is strategically designed to combat China and Russia. Oh, y'all want to build bricks? Y'all want to do this? Fight me. So, let's go a little further into this.
Now, not for you not to be lost real quick. Let's make sure we're on the same page. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Listen to me. He just made a point about saying that why or who would they go after? The people or the majority of a country of people that believe that what he's doing is right. Meaning they just went after Iran's leader, the Ayatollah. When they executed him, people was over there on the news saying USA and saying, upping Trump for doing it. But if you knew who the Ayatollah was, then you would understand why they doing that. You get what I'm saying? He over there just knocking people in their house broad day if you just don't believe in nothing he on, period. If he hear word, or if he get word you ain't on what they on, or they coming to get at you. It ain't like you could just be in the USA and just have, you know, your own opinion and just sit in your house, go to work, and still live and have resources. Oh, no, partner. If you don't agree, they coming to your doorstep. You get what I'm saying? That's how he was operating for years. So they try to use that as he's an evil person, he's a bad person, he just kills people, slaughters people, unalives everybody, we need to go get him. You see what I'm saying? And now we over here like, oh man, that ain't right. You shouldn't be just doing people like that, killing families, kids, you know, because they just don't agree. So yeah, we would agree with that. But they using that as the narrative. And I think that's the problem, fam. We gonna use that narrative. They using that narrative, and that narrative is making us feel like, yeah, you should get at him. So that makes total sense what he just said about one of the majorities being taken over, and that's Iran. And they do agree with Trump for getting rid of the Ayatollah. But the people that's coming after that want to get at us, those are the Ayatollah's government that agree with the Ayatollah. You understand what I'm saying? So those particular people are after Trump. You get what I'm saying? But not the entire Iran. You get what I'm saying? But the entire Iran is being bombed. So you got to kind of really understand what's happening here. The entire Iran is being bombed. The people that agree with the Ayatollah that's in the government is the people that's really after Trump. And some of the Iranians that are there that did want the Ayatollah out of the way, they are, I feel so bad for them because they still being bombed. My goodness. Because they, you know what I'm saying? Like they like, okay, great, y'all got rid of the Ayatollah, but now y'all hitting us. You see what I'm saying, fam? That's crazy work.
It's always innocent civilians getting bombed.
And I think that's what's kind of hitting me. It's like, man, hold on, man. Y'all just... He made another great point. He said this, we got to pay a bill. Okay? And he's saying that we're taking from other countries so we can pay this tremendous bill regarding... what is that? Regarding the... like inflation. You get what I'm saying? So it's not inflated. So we don't go into the red and stuff like that with the stock market and stuff like that. This is just crazy, man. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. I didn't even know this, but then when I found this out, I was like, oh, no, family done gotta know. They want to take Greenland because of every resource to pay off something that we owe or something that we messing up. So it's like, okay, so where we gonna get it from? We just finna take it from them, start war, bomb everybody, take innocent people, and then tell our people that it's in the name of justice. That ain't right, fam. Because if that was you and me, we wouldn't even be able to talk. We'll be being bombed. We'll be trying to figure out what we finna do. Our kids, we'll be looking for our family members right now. They under some bricks, some rocks, some building, underground, overground, through the ground. That's what'll be going on right now. But yet right now, we big bad bullies. See, this ain't feeling like USA, the land of the free. Everybody can do what they want to be with who they want to be. No, this ain't feeling like that. It's feeling like we moving niggas out the way because we bored and we just bullying folk. Now that ain't, see, now I'm a hustler, fam. I ain't never had to bully nobody. If I didn't see it my way or this nigga didn't feel how I was coming, he understood how I was bringing it. But I ain't never had to bully nobody. I ain't never had to push him out the way just to be seen, to be in the way. And if I dug a hole, I get myself out of it. I never had to take from somebody to come up, fam. And if I ever felt like I did something, I robbed somebody, I robbed the robbers. I never robbed the people that worked hard. I robbed the robbers, people that took from people. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Just keeping it 1 million with you. So that's why I feel some type of way about the way they're going about things and how they, and I'm gonna be real, if you go back to them days, talking about them people and how they did people that was here before them people, and then them people came and just took the land and then started swapping shit out and making us think it was their land before our land, and then they, yeah, it's a lot of that going on right now, Theo. See what I'm saying? That's the problem, love, within what happened back then is what's going on right now. They taking land and telling people it's their land and it's not. You get what I'm saying? So we got to pay attention on what the Netherlands, on what Greenland has, because now that they said AI is the reason why. I just posted something about AI is about to take over this world, and what are you going to do? And y'all ain't even scared. I figure you're not scared really because you don't see the robot on the TV talking to you, telling you what's next. I just seen a commercial, Theo, where this white girl was like, "Hi, I'm here. I'm AI generated. I feel like kids of today need mothers and daddies of tomorrow. Join the youth." But as clear as I'm talking to you, that's how this person look. I can't even see computer in her. She just looked like my niece or somebody. What? And that's easy work for them. That's easy. But you wouldn't be able to tell the difference if she didn't say, "Hi, I'm AI generated." Because I ain't know that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know that. You hear me? I ain't know that. I just was looking at the commercial, fam. Just right on by. Boston just got done. Tatum just put up 30. All of a sudden, you got, "Hi, I'm AI generated. We're here for the kids of tomorrow. I think parents of today. What do you think? Just join." You know how many?
Slipping it in on us. They slipping it in on us.
You see how they just? You see how they just? See how they just put that grease right there? Just, it got it. Just went on through there. Just went on down the. You see that water slope there? That easy. Just let me just put this right here for y'all. Let me just drop this right here and go on over here right quick. And we're gonna just let the world see that right quick. It ain't nothing major. Just, "Hi, I'm AI generated." That's the day you see me get on. Right down. I'm out. You AI generated. Come here. Come here, my kid. Come here. Get back. Come here. Get over here. Go over here. Come. Real quick. Hear me? Let me bag up, get a little air, and I'm gonna come on back. If you ain't gonna fight, man, what you gonna do? You gonna sit back? "Hi, I'm AI Gen." And she's just gonna walk up. She might gonna walk up. She's stronger than you. She can walk up and just, "Hi, I'm AI Gen." Just grab your little face and just crush your little face. But this a little kid. Don't believe that shit. Theo, I ain't playing with you. Don't get no. My blood pressure, boy, I ain't playing. Listen to me. It is no way that they letting a kid like that on TV and then they just gonna walk up on you and be all right. And you cool with that? You gonna have feelings for that? You know how many movies we watching that we develop feelings for the robot? Because of the narrative or the storyline that they make. Because at the end of the day, it's always they're trying to create a personality for you to latch onto like you do your kids. You hear me, boy? And it be sad because the storyline always like, well, the human was finna die, the robot finna save him. Oh my God, we love the robot because that same nigga turn around right now and just grab you. Oh, malfunction. Now what you doing then? Who you gonna call? You know how many people saying today, "Oh, just ask ChatGPT." "Oh, no, what you gonna ask Chat?" "Oh, no, that's good. Just hit Chat." Ain't nothing. Let me just hit. Press 1 if you doing that today, just asking Chat. Now, I'll be real. Keep it 100. I'm gonna take a drink. You better hit your cup. Press 1 if you keep asking ChatGPT every day for something. Just one thing. It ain't even it don't even matter. Just press 1 if you asking Chat every day for something, fam. Just be real with yourself. Because I'm trying to get you to see how you easily becoming dependent on a computer that only knows what we give it. This thing has been created to be, listen to me. This thing has been created to literally take the information we ask it and to download it in its mind and then reprocess it as if he can create a definition. You hear me what I'm saying? And then they taking information from like 1,000 different sites. I've seen like AI mode on Google, and when you type something, he be like, "Hold up, give me 1 minute." How quick this man just ran across the world and just came back to my phone with everything. And I'm talking about everything. You heard me, fam? And some future shit too. But it's just a fact. How the hell you just get all in that quick, fam?
This data's been compiled for decades. You remember Ask Jeeves?
Ask Jeeves. I heard of Ask Jeeves. What's that? What that was on?
When it was Googled, it was Ask Jeeves.
How many of y'all remember that? Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
There was one called Peter. It was a creepy one called Ask Peter, and it would always come back with some real creepy answers. That was out like 20 years ago. It's been around forever, man. Ever since the internet. Ever since we've been inputting data, they've been developing these large language models and creating these big data models. This is nothing new. It's new in terms of how they're using it now, but they've been compiling this data for decades.
Ask Jeeves. I remember them. Don't I remember? You remember them a little within? Ask Jeeves was what was before Google? What was before? Who was it before Safari? What was before Safari?
We had Yahoo, we had AOL, we had and CompuServe, all of them. You input something, it would spit back some information, and then it's been going on for years, fam.
So that's what I mean by Firefox. Shout out to Uncommon Woman in the building, STL. Real life stuff right there. Firefox, I ain't seen that in a minute. I remember back in when we was playing Oregon Trail on the computer. Remember Oregon Trail at school? About on that computer, you had to play it on the box computer. Yeah, you was forced to do it. You had to do it.
Yeah, Oregon Trail.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to when they did. I used to go to the bathroom for 30 minutes. You hear me? They tried to hold on to it. But the Oregon Trail, we got to walk and see camel jet. Yeah. I got my partner right here. We try and go out here and get some more milk and cookies out the cafeteria. Come on, fam. Can't be in here. 30 right quick. I gotta go to the bathroom 30. You hear? I gotta go to the bathroom 30. Yeah, they just look at that 30. I'm up. I ain't lying. And they try to think, go get them now, bring them back. Hey, I was boy, Lord, don't tell me about it. I tell you about it. My mama tell you, we just got through it, Lord, thank you. I'm like, really? Was it that terrible? Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You know what we doing here. We trying to learn you something, fam. Huh? You know the panel in the building, man. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, you see the like, hey, let me tell you something. You see the cash app? You see the super chat, fam? Ain't nothing but love and support. Bang! Don't never forget. You see him over there. Right now I'm under renovation. This thing gonna turn into something amazing in 2 seconds. But right now you see the hoodies, fam. You see the t-shirt, $2 on the t-shirt, $5 on the hoodie, man. Get into the raffle, one woman, one man coming up next weekend. We're going to call your name out. Lori Demi Hill, y'all stuff in the mail. It should be arriving. When you get that, make sure you take a picture, fam. Let me know. Just like shout out to Theo that took pictures. Let us know what it was. Always had us stuff on deck. Always ready within. Always to get it together. So definitely, like I say, hit that like button, double tap that screen, fam. Become a member. It's nothing. It's nothing. Just become a member. It's easy. We try to save your life. Let's go.
If BRICS get dismantled, if NATO gets dismantled.
It's over.
Huh? It's over with. Now you have no unity nowhere. Everybody got to pick a side. Huh? So my next thing is, if he does this, the next counter move from China is we taking Taiwan. And there's no way you're going to fight Greenland and defend Taiwan at the same time. Now, here's the thing. For the Greenland situation might don't turn into a war. Because everybody going to sit back and be like, hey, you know what? Y'all got to handle that. You know, they breached the contract. China going to be diplomatic, so China going to do what they do. They're going to be diplomatic. They're going to say, hey, Listen, you see how they operating over there, bro? Running this thing like the Death Row Records. Come over here. You don't want them dancing in these videos. You don't want them taking when they feel like it. Come over here. Now, people gonna go with China. So that's not gonna be a war, but what's gonna happen is China gonna say, Taiwan, you coming. Here's it is. Chinese President Xi Jinping used his annual New Year's address to reaffirm his commitment to bringing Taiwan back under mainland China's control, calling it unstoppable. And we quote, unstoppable. Taiwan separated from the mainland in 1949 after democratic forces retreated there following their defeat by the Chinese Communist Party in the Civil War. Despite Taiwan's population of about 23 million, Beijing continues to claim the island as part of their territory. So he made his report that said, hey, this year, y'all coming home. It's unstoppable. Now, notice the words that's being used here. Unstoppable and come home. Yeah. Notice what China, notice what Trump said about Greenland. We need Greenland. These are men that understand the power game. Whether you like it or not, everybody don't understand it. These are men that understand the power game, and what happens is power don't care about right and wrong. Power only care about position.
I'll tell you something right now. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You just learned something about Greenland. And the only reason I just let you see that is because if you did see that, you really would have been a toe up fan, because at this point, it's a whole different look, man, on how they're going about it. Now, what we looking at here is, I want to know why this man thought, okay, here we go. I want to know why he thought we didn't know. Because what's happening is, Iran just said something today that was disturbing. And I think if the U.S., what is it called? What the prime minister had, like the U.S. embassy. If the U.S. embassy is hit in certain places, it allows them to get access to us, is what they was trying to say. You feel me? Now, oh man, y'all just gotta see this, man. Come on, man.
Fam, going in. Donald Trump, your president, stuck his hand in some boo-boo. And now, he's trying to find any place he can to wipe it off. Yeah, fam, no matter what he do, no matter where he wipe it at, he ain't gonna still be stinking. Yeah, he went over there messing with them folks in Iran, and now the Middle East is smoking. And then he's trying to blame it on Iran. So he goes to Iran, wreaks havoc on the region, drops bombs, and then blame Iran for starting the war. And now he's begging for a ceasefire, but he's doing it quietly. He is trying to say that Iran is asking for a ceasefire. But Iran says, nah, man, we don't want a ceasefire. Because if we accept the ceasefire, there ain't no guarantees that you won't attack us again. So our job right now is to put so much pressure on you, cause you so much pain and discomfort that you'll never, ever, ever try us again. Can anybody blame him? You know? Trump, I heard the other day, called Iran a bully. I think that if you took a poll, it could be the first worldwide poll. And it can be done easily because we got the internet now, so we could easily see the numbers come back in real time. I can guarantee you, if you took a worldwide poll and you asked every single individual on earth who can respond, who is the biggest bully out of all of the countries, What's the biggest bully? Who? I can guarantee you, it wouldn't even be close. The United States wouldn't even be close. If you were to ask, who is the biggest bully out of Khamenei and Trump? That's Khamenei is Iran's current Ayatollah. It wouldn't even be close. But the gaslighting, once again, is next level. You can't touch them with the gaslighting, man. I mean, it's like, they're lying. They know we know they're lying. We know they know they're lying. But they lie anyway. Check out what a top-ranked Iranian official said in regards to Donald Trump. You're going to have to read the captions because he's speaking in Arabic.
الله الرحمن الرحیم. ماشین جنگی آمریکایی صهیونی که با رشادت دلاورمردان ایران اسلامی در تیر ماه متوقف شد، اکنون در مسیر فروپاشی قرار گرفته است. همانطور که گفته شد، اقدامی که از سوی ما انجام می شود رسما اعلام می گردد. این هشدار قاطع و خط و نشان برای جنایتکارانی است که تعرض به بخشی از زیرساخت‌های سوخت.
Okay, yeah, so basically he's saying, listen, this is what they did, this is how we coming, and this is what we finna do in a minute. And if they try something else, we're gonna do it again one more time. You hear what he's saying? That's what he's saying. That's different.
Talking about, man? Just explain the shit. What you talking? What is he talking about? Well, Mr. President, he's saying that he has no fear of retribution from you because God is the one who provides victory. Can I say F Christians? Because you know he'll say it. Oh, he'll say anything and get forgiven by Christians first. They'll be the first ones in line to forgive him. Yeah. MAGA Christians. MAGA Christians. Anyway, fam, moving on. I want you to check out this article. This is an article in Time. The United States must be held accountable. Iran rejects ceasefire. Talks as war rages on. So, you know, Trump has been talking about that Iran has been wanting a ceasefire. And Iran said no such thing. Iran doubled down on its rejection of ceasefire talks, insisting that the United States is responsible for the war and its far-reaching impact. This war is not our war. We did not start it. The United States started it and is responsible for all the consequences of this war, human and financial, whether for Iran, for the region, or the entire world, said Iran's foreign.
See, hit that like button, double tap that shit. When I keep hearing that, you know, United States started it shit, that throw me off, fam. That give me straight up like op vibes. He feeling like an op, they feeling like ops, even though we doing what we doing wrong. But if he can just say, Trump started it. It's Trump war, Trump started it, Trump ain't right, Trump, I would be so at peace. You understand what I'm saying? In here, because he acknowledged how people over here don't even rock with him. We tripping off the Epstein file still, stupid. We still there. Even though nobody's been held accountable, don't get me wrong. We still there. So all of this, you know, whatever seems like government official work, no one cares, to be honest. You understand what I'm saying? We really don't. Because even though this the work that was always supposed to be done, it's supposed to be done by somebody that doesn't have their name tagged with a disgusting human being. And when you become with the PDF swag, it puts you in a position where now, no, it don't matter what you're doing as a human. It's especially for the highest position in office. So again, we know what this is. I'm just saying. Oh man, keep going.
Minister Abbas Arachi. The United States must be held accountable. Arachi firmly denied U.S. President Donald Trump's claim that Iran is ready to negotiate a ceasefire to end the war that is now in its 19th day. Remember, day one, Trump was like, yeah, this will be over in about 2 days. 2 days turned into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 3, and now we're cruising towards an entire month. And it ain't gonna be over in a month. This war could last for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We are not seeking a ceasefire because we do not want this scenario to be repeated again. There you go, fam. That's why Iran is not agreeing to a ceasefire. So it sounds like to me a country that didn't want war in the first place. They wanted peace, but it's like they had the mentality, don't start none, won't be none. You know, don't come over here starting no stuff, and we won't go over there starting no stuff. Don't bomb on us, we won't bomb on you. But if you bomb on us, we're gonna make sure that you regret it for the rest of your days. And that's the territory we're in. Rather, we want the war to end completely and permanently, said Arachi. So Arachi says that they wanted the war to end permanently, and he insisted that the United States must put an end to its aggression if they want it to end. They're saying, we don't want a temporary fix. We're not looking for the Band-Aid remedy here. We want permanent end. We want to make sure that we don't have to go through this again in another year or 10 years down the line or another 20 years down the line with y'all. We ain't got time to be playing with y'all like that. You know?
See, that's what I've always believed in, Theo. Y'all, you know, I can't keep going back and forth with no beef. You understand what I'm saying? Like if at school, we ever had a problem, it had to be handled. I couldn't like, you know, tomorrow I got to see them again. You know, like you got to keep walking past these people in school, you know, work. You know what I'm saying?
That had to be handled right then and there, straight up.
And I used to always have a partner tell me, hey, bro, chill out. Just let it happen. And I'll be like, what? Because I would be talking about these scenarios that could happen. You know what I'm saying? From the situation, because we just keep crossing paths. No, we got problem. No, we got tension, but it ain't handled. And I'm like, this is this, because it's like they saying, oh no, fam, listen, y'all started it, we gonna finish it. And we're not gonna deal with this next year, the years after. We gonna come hard when we come, and we gonna put it to rest. That's what these people saying, man. Listen, I don't blame them though, fam. Let's be real. For how they just did what they just did to them folk over there, how they coming. We'll be talking like that too. If they did that to us, I'll be like, oh man, listen, when we pull up, it's eternally forever done. It'll never come back. You hear me? I got to use words like eternally done. You feel what I'm saying, fam? Yeah. And that's how they feeling because you killing their kids over there, man. You want to like...
With this, what's going on over there, they don't think that the same thing can happen over here to us. But the same thing can happen over here to Americans. But that's different, whereas American lives are more valuable than any other life on the planet, right?
Right.
And then when it starts coming over here on our shores, we start getting bombed, and innocent Americans and children start getting bombed, then it's going to be different.
Right.
But I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
And it's so crazy because I just seen them today say something about another six American soldiers that they sent and all. But it's like, to our six, they losing like 600. You know what I'm saying? Like 60. You feel me, fam? And it's back to back. It ain't just like today and then next Friday. No, fam, it's today, tomorrow, next day. It's like that every day. You get what I'm saying, fam? So when you say like something go down, I'm gonna be real. If something was to happen over here, it's so different when America get bombed or get hit. Because it's never happened. And then when it happened, it's like how it happened because this is designed not to happen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how the United States is set up, period. We have too many branches of military. I mean, it's just too many situations for everything to be set a certain way. 9/11, that trade building, I mean, just the building, the way it was built, that was built not to fall. I mean, it was built, just as built like this. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I pray that none of your people or my people are affected when it go down. Because I couldn't fathom, you know, and I'm sure some of you on here know somebody from 9/11, Pentagon, but I can't fathom losing my people on a holiday, in a not a holiday, in a world way like it happened. Because every day that day come as the world, it's like y'all got to deal with that. And you got to know, when you think that you knew the government was allegedly corrupt about that, like, how you live with that? And you got to constantly see stories on YouTube everywhere that was rigged. So how do you continue knowing that your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister life was taken because somebody playing chess out here with governments, man? No, man, that ain't right. I couldn't even be here. Cause I couldn't see Trump in office right now, knowing that y'all just did that. George and them did it, Obama and them did this and that. But how do you keep going with that, knowing every day that you wake up, you got to deal with that, and the government doing this now? And now it's like you going to get in the military and you going to want to go off somebody. You see what I'm saying? Because of what they did to your people. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. We finna wrap this up, but you finna understand the ending of this. Let's go.
If you want to go to war, I'll take you to war. You know, if you can't get along, get it on. Let's go. That's the mentality. The foreign minister's sit-down interview on Wednesday landed after Iran confirmed that top security official Ali Larijani, a close associate of the late supreme leader Ali Khamenei, had been killed in Israeli strikes in the early hours of Tuesday, dismissing the impact of targeted assassinations on senior officials. Arachi said the United States and Israel failed to understand the strong political structure of Iran.
Wow.
We have not had anyone more important than the leader himself. And even the leader was martyred. Yet the system continued its work and immediately provided a replacement, he said, referring to the February 28 killing of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who has since been replaced by his son, Mashtaba Khamenei. Now, let me tell you something, fam. I said this from jump. Those people ain't playing no games. You kill one of them, they got 1,000 who are eager to take their place. 1,000. They are not afraid to die or kill for what is righteous. They are not afraid. They are cut from a different cloth. And you cannot kill a spirit. You can kill a person, but you cannot kill a spirit. He's trying to kill a spirit. You can't kill a spirit, man. I know you're the devil, but you can't kill a spirit. Not even the devil can kill a spirit. That's why the United States is just not going to be successful in their war campaign against Iran. It's not going to happen.
Shout out to fam understanding
Take that
where
off
we're
the
coming
screen.
from on that, and I respect what he's saying. He's saying that because, and that's hard to believe too, because we talking about killing spirits, we start talking about other different levels of power in the Most High and what the Lord has in store, because what he's allowing to happen now, what we believe in, what we studying, knowing that these times are ordained times. Don't be scared. And I was telling my mama the other day, I'm like, man, like we just heard. And then I was looking at this one dude like, and then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what are we doing? And I ain't talking about like, I ain't talking about like you every day living it. We so brainwashed that we just, if you actually stepped outside of what you normally normalize, you would almost just be like, I don't even know if it's bored. You will almost just, you might not feel like you here for some reason. Cause you just kind of here. Then we get to a certain age and then we not here no more. And then you be like, why we was here in the first place, fam? I used to tell my mama, I used to say, what's after this? And she'd be like, well, you know, eternal, to be with God. And I'd be like, okay, what's after that? And she'd be like, well, you know, you're in heaven eternally. And I'd be like, okay, so what's after that? And then I just sat there and keep asking her, what's after that? And if you just sit for a second in your moment and just breathe for like 1 minute, keep thinking what's after things, it'll start making you get a little spooked about existing. Because think about it, we are existing, but what is this? We just, this is existing. We in existence. We are just here. But you would think like, what was this? What is here? What is this whole whatever? Because after this is just after that. And then after that, what's after that? And then what's after that? If you keep thinking what's after that, you gon' get scared. Because you will start thinking like, what is even creation? It gets so scary past you because you are only created. That's it. But you don't even know what you a part of. You know how many people believe that the energy in your body is something, and then when you die, it's just that thing go back into the earth. And then that's the next existing that's to come, living in a different life, coming back in a different way. People believe that. Your energy in your body, when you pass, going back to the earth, and this thing gonna reset again, and you're gonna come back in not female, probably male, probably animal, probably whatever. But they trying to say, this is like what, the 6th time being here? Am I right? Am I?
Yeah, some people believe in reincarnation, right?
Right. They saying it's like our 6th time being in existence. Now, I'm gonna be real. It's almost not. It almost scare you a little bit with that, because it's like, what? So what was you before here? Before you either? What was you a little bit then? Before I'm looking at you right now, Lord. Cause what? Who was you? We don't even know. Was you an animal fan? So it kind of spooks you. See what I'm saying? All of that. Now she about to get off. Oh Lord Jesus, she was a bird, Lord, but she ain't no way. She was, oh God. We got real live humans. We human in this world here. And we was something not this before now. So it's a lot of beliefs, man. But if you just think about it for a second and just keep thinking, what's after this? And what's after this? It'll almost make you have to really start making some decisions. Because by you not really knowing the future, how are you living today? If you don't believe where you going, then what the you doing? You just exist. You just here. You just go to work, come to the crib, eat your favorite food, favorite show, hop on, fam, we heard, no filters, and you right back. And you like, okay, what's after that? If World War III really is nuclear and they can drop an atomic bomb and just erase, what's after that?
Better get right. Better get right. Because there is something after this. You got to figure out where you're going, where you headed, where you're going to end up after this. Either on God's side or the other side.
And for those that are atheists, nothing against you. I mean, if your belief is how you was raised, just like me and Theo was raised a certain way, our family members, everybody had to be raised a certain way. I feel for you because you don't believe in nothing. And that's going to do something. So I urge you to kind of, you know, start to hear this, and I urge you to hit that like button, double tap that screen, and become a member today, because I'm telling you, truly know that something made you, player. Something gonna save you, player. And there's always something that you calling on when something go down, because you telling me you don't believe in nothing. That's a lie. You believe in something, fam. You understand me? We just need to know who. As always, fam, you know what the level is. Pulling up and pulling in always and ever. Truly appreciate each and every one of you pulling up on your boy Dilla T. Making sure that you hit that like button and double tap that screen. Making sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you're coming in getting comfortable, making sure you're getting you something to eat, something to drink, and something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam. As always, you in here with your boy Dilla T, my fam. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Y'all be safe. Keep your hammer. Lock your doors. Pull up tomorrow, 9 p.m. God bless. Good night.